Yes, the master class of European football has done it again. The man who takes average clubs to the European side has once again qualified Aston Villa to the UEFA Champions League for the first time in their career. It is none other than Unai Emery, the man who took Sevilla to a back-to-back Europa League final championship and also winning trophies 2 times for them in the Europe Slash. And now he is back again to take another new folks talking about Aston Villa League this season with a loss from Tottenham Hotspur last night against Manchester City, where City defeated them 2 goals to nothing. All the 2 goals coming to their star marksman and the highest goal scorer of this season, none other than Eric Brut Allen. Wow! Like they say, the season has not finished, just 1 match to go. Anything can happen. He could drop off RMG. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go straight to full gear as Finidi George is already putting his hands on his head, feeling headache with what is ahead of him. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. Now don't forget that you can stream us live on Facebook and also on YouTube. On YouTube is at Politics and Business TV/English. While on Facebook is at Politics and Business TV/English. Go out there, drop your comment, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for other stories. Now we'll go straight to the Confederation of African Football (CAF). As on Tuesday, they have declared 20 players presented by the Nigerian Football Federation for the WAFU B. 20 players is a testimony that a test conducted on the players by the Nigerian Football Federation before the team's departure were perfect and set the tone for the country to have a full squad to defend the title they won in the years ago. Also in Ghana, the Eaglets begin their defense of the title stadium on Thursday evening, which is the 16th of May, with the kickoff set for 3 p.m. Ghana time and 4 p.m. Nigerian time before matches against Niger Republic on Sunday by time, and then 7 p.m. Nigerian time, while traded to one-time African Coach of the Year, talking about none other than the legend Kadri Ikana, has commended the Nigerian Football Federation for appointing an indigenous head coach to handle the Super Eagles. And Kadri Ikana reiterated that Finidi George deserves the appointment, having assisted former Super Eagles coach Jose Pesero for about 20 months, posting that he is the best man for the job. Well, this best man for the job is also having issues in the Super Eagles. As a head coach, Finidi George faced a major injury crisis ahead of his side's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against South Africa and the Squirrels of Benin Republic. Now, the number of the team's regular stars are Bruno Oyemachi is expected to miss the remainder of the campaign due to injury. Meanwhile, Moses Simon, Seydou Sanusi and Traore Ubeyi have already been ruled out of the qualifiers due to injury, while Vice Captain Willa Trust Ekonga recently returned to training after undergoing surgery at the end of the 2023 African Cup of a nation. So a whole lot for Finidi George to make substitute and also bring in newcomers to try to make impact in the absence of these bigger names. Alright, we'll leave that short. Let's go straight to African football. This time 1962, and is now contemplating leaving the governing body of African football. Per multiple reports emanating from Algeria, FAFA is thinking of joining the Asian Football Federation, known as the AFC. The Algerians believe that CAF have been a victim in CAF's major decisions in continental football. They also believe all the careers in 6 decades of being with the CAF. Europe. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the program. Don't forget that you can stream us live on your number ones Dow Politics and Business TV. Now, before we go straight to Europe, let's quickly tell you that ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympic ticket remains our target. Beach volleyball coach is making a statement there. Now, the head coach of the Nigerian women's beach volleyball team, Kayode Ajore, has made it clear that his team targeting the Olympic tickets. Now the Nigerian team which resumed the campaign for the months will take part in the upcoming Olympic Games. Qualifiers are slated to be held in Morocco from June 19 to June 20. 23, and the team will be departing Nigeria for the African Tour of Africa this weekend, and they will work up possible best to see that the team inspired with victory. The team is expected to tour Accra, Lomé, and also Cotonou before moving to Morocco for the games in proper. All right, another breaking news coming in is that the club license Nigerian clubs get a deadline. CAF, African Football Federation, CAF, has said ahead of the start of the preliminary round of the 2024-2025 C club season competition, the African Soccer Governing Body, CAF, has said that they have given interim clubs deadlines to submit all the credentials before the start of the competition. Participating clubs are expected for morning. Now let's go straight to Aston Villa, who are now the newcomers of the UEFA Champions League. They have registered themselves in the Champions League this time around in their history. The 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League season, Aston Villa have qualified for the first time after top four rivals Tottenham Hotspur lost to Manchester City on Tuesday night football. Now Tottenham Hotspur had been the only team who could have overtaken Villa into fourth before Tuesday, but are now 5 points behind Unai Emery's side with one game remaining. Villa have not reached UEFA's Premier League club competition since it rebranded from the European Cup to the Champions League in 1991 to 1992. They last played in the Europa Cup for 41 years ago. That was in 1982 to 1983 season, having won the competition this season before then. Now Villa did finish second and fourth in the Premier League in 1992 to 1993 and 1995 to 1996 respectively, but in both those seasons only Foster was good enough to reach the final the Champions League. As at that time, Aston Villa appointed manager Unai Emery in October 2022 with the Villians 14th in the Premier League, 3 points from the relegation zone. But the man who came in to make a Unai Emery's Platin, the Birmingham-based club had finished their two previous season in 14th and 17th place and had been playing in the championship just 3 years earlier in 2019. But Unai Emery has turned Villa's fortune round. Only Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal have collected more Premier League points than Villa since the Spaniard took charge, and he is set to manage his sixth different club in the Champions League after taking Valencia, who also also he brought them for a couple of years to the Champions League. Sparta Moscow, who they registered their first ever UEFA Champions League under the likes of Unai Emery. Sevilla also, who after a couple of years were not present in the UEFA Champions League, had to come back and also made impact to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain, who you all know, he got up to the finals but lost it out. And also the latest one, we had Villarreal, who also they got it almost to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Congratulations to Unai Emery, congratulations to Aston Villa side, and congratulations to the fans of Aston Villa for the first time after 41 years of absence in the European football. They are back again. All right, let's leave that shot. Let's go straight to Manchester City. As last night, we all know what happened. 2 goals coming in from Erling Braut Haaland as they saw unlikely hero emerge from their galaxy of superstars to make a potential defined contribution in their pursuit for an unprecedented fourth processive Premier League title. Now, Pep Guardiola rightly acted with caution when he removed Kepa Henderson with the City leading 1-0 after he suffered a nasty blow to the head in a heavy collision at the foot of his poster with Tottenham defender Christian Romero. Meanwhile, Henderson, who had a problem with his eyes, did not look happy with the decision taken upon advice from the club doctor, but his manager was perfectly justified, not just acting in the best interest of the Brazilian keeper, but also because he has complete trust in his replacement, Stefan Ortega, the man who became the man of the moment in the game. Minutes came on of the highest quality. Ortega, who has performed with distinction every time he has debuted for Henderson this season, may well have a rubber-stamped City's 6th title in 7 seasons. When the final whistle sounded and the club stood 1 win away from being the UEFA champions of the English Premier League, Guardiola headed straight for Ortega and greeted the German with a kiss on the cheek for his crucial contribution. It was richly deserved, according to Pep Guardiola. He says he did not hold back with the praises, as he says Ortega is a world-class goalkeeper and an exceptional goalkeeper. Henderson did not have the concussion. He had a problem with his eyes. He could not see properly, so the doctor said I should change. And Tottenham Hotspur made a complete mockery of the cynics who suggested that they were easy over because any sort of a positive result could potentially give rivals Arsenal their first ever Premier League title in 20 years. But Arsenal will still have to wait 21 more years or 20 more years to get the English Premier League title with them. That is if the word if now is returning in terms of calculation. That is if Manchester City lose their last game and Arsenal win their last game later this weekend. All right, with that story, let's go straight to transfer scene. Starting midfielder Bruno Fernandes this summer. Meanwhile, Sevilla are leading Bayern Munich players, including England striker Harry Kane, wants manager Thomas Tuchel to perform a U-turn on his decision to leave at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Manchester United are prepared to offer 55 million Everton's English defender Jarrad Branthwaite. Manchester United will listen to offer for English defender Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is 28 years old. And the Netherlands defender Jeremie Frimpong is leaning towards leaving Beyer Leverkusen in the summer, with Real Madrid, Man United, Arsenal and Manchester City are keen to taking advantage of a £35 million release clause in his contract. Arsenal and Manchester City have made a contact with Newcastle United Brazil midfielder Bruno Fernandes over a summer move. Meanwhile, Chelsea will accept an offer in the region of around £35 million for 31-year-old striker Romelu Lukaku, who has been out of place for a couple of games now. Meanwhile, Brentford manager Thomas Franka is a stronger contender for the Manchester United job. Should they sack Antonio Conte £5.6 million a year to become their next coach. But AC Milan have called their interest in the Italian man. Meanwhile, AC Milan won Tottenham Hotspur's 25-year-old Brazil defender Emerson Royal. Manchester United are aiming to beat Newcastle United to sign in Fulham's England defender Tosin Aderebio. Liverpool have been offered the chance to sign OGC Nice and France midfielder Kefren Turam offer around £13 million this summer. Let's not forget that Kefren Turam is the son of Turam, who is making his flying shows at OGC Nice in France. Meanwhile, Feyenoord boss Arne Slot is planning to make assistant manager Hip Hushkos his first appointment to his backroom staff at Liverpool when he succeeds Jordan Club. Wolves are expected to offer manager Gary O'Neill's a new 3-year contract this season as the contract expires by the end of the summer. And Juventus want to part ways with manager Massimiliano Allegri at the end of the season. Aston Villa keen to sign 21-year-old midfielder, Spanish midfielder Gabriel Vega from Al Ahly after he indicated he wants to return to European football in the summer. That is that from the transfer scene. Now let's go straight to giving you result of matches that happened in the Spanish La Liga over the night of Tuesday. Without forgetting that Manchester City defeated Tottenham Hotspur in the local derby out of White Hart Lane 2-0 in favor of Manchester City, and also Girona lost at Roma to Villarreal 1-0 with Real Madrid thrashing Alaves 5-0 with Bellingham scoring his 19th goal in his first season in Real Madrid. Osasuna defeated drew it all 1-1 with Real Mallorca in the games last night. Now let's look at what will be happening later tonight in the rescheduled games of both the English Premier League and the Spanish La Liga. Starting off from the English Premier League at 7:45 p.m. Brighton will take on Chelsea.